What if Bingo doesn't always feel as important as Bluey? Type #BingoShines right now and stay with us to uncover why every sibling deserves to feel special. Living in Bluey's shadow, Bingo adores Bluey.
Mini Bluey now. Oh yeah. And Bluey does not like grass clippings. I'll tell you that for free.
She follows her, copies her, and wants to be just like her. But what happens when everyone notices Bluey and forgets Bingo? In Mini Bluey, she copies every move, trying to be included. At first, it's fun. Then, just for a second, her face drops. She's trying so hard, but Bluey doesn't notice.
Better to tidy them away. Yeah, it doesn't make much difference.
In Fairy Tale, Bandit's whole story is about Bluey. Bingo listens, but she's not as engaged. Why? Because it's not about her. It happens a lot. Bluey is louder, takes charge, and naturally gets more attention. And sometimes, even their parents seem to see Bluey more. Does Bandit pay more attention to Bluey?
I think Coco's here somewhere.
Yeah, she's right there.
Huh?
Bandit is an amazing dad. But if you watch closely, he naturally focuses on Bluey. In Turtle Boy, he lifts Bluey up in excitement. Bingo just watches. In Shadowlands, Bluey leads the game. Bandit laughs, but doesn't check if Bingo is keeping up. In Favorite Thing, he asks both girls about their day. Bluey's answer? Big reaction. Bingo's? Just a small smile.
I just miss my sister.
I know.
It's not that Bandit loves Bingo any less. Bluey is just more vocal, more assertive. And in families, the quieter child often gets overlooked. Parents celebrate the firstborn's milestones. First steps, first words, first day at school. By the second child, the excitement is quieter. That's what Bingo feels. She doesn't get less love, but sometimes she feels like she does. And it's not just Bandit. What about Chili? Chili's silent expectations.
I wish you didn't have to work.
That's what grown-ups do, I'm afraid.
Chili is warm, kind, loving. But even the best parents don't always see when a child feels left behind. In Baby Race, Chili gets emotional remembering Bluey's growth. But where's that same reflection for Bingo? In Camping, she watches Bluey play with Jean-Luc, lost in thought. But she doesn't focus on Bingo the same way. And in Sleepy Time, Bingo literally drifts alone through space, a powerful metaphor for how she sometimes feels. Bingo doesn't complain. She doesn't push back.
Wow, there's just so much to learn.
She just absorbs everything. And so do a lot of us. Some kids adjust, not because they don't care, but because they've learned that speaking up doesn't always change things. And that's what makes this so heartbreaking, because Bingo doesn't say anything. So, does anyone even realize she feels this way? Bingo's silent struggles. Bingo never asks for attention. She never demands the spotlight. But that doesn't mean she doesn't want to be noticed. In Bingo, she hides in her room, waiting, hoping someone will come looking. In Duck Cake, it's Bluey's birthday, and the focus is all on her. Bingo doesn't complain, but she just sits there, watching.
Breakfast is ready, milady. That biped is mine. Marvin, it's all mine.
In Perfect, she carefully makes something special, but when it's time to show it, she hesitates. What if it's not good enough? Bingo's struggle isn't jealousy. It's about belonging, wanting to feel just as important as everyone else. Bluey knows she's loved. But sometimes, Bingo isn't sure, and the way Chili and Bandit parents might be part of the reason. Did Chili or Bandit experience favoritism growing up?
I feel like a new dog.
I like food.
Thanks for the update.
Bandit and Chili are great parents, but the way they treat Bluey and Bingo suggests they've felt this before. They never play favorites. But what if their fear of favoritism stops them from giving Bingo extra love when she needs it? In Fairy Tale, Bandit jokes about being the troublemaker, while Rad was the responsible one. But his smile fades. In Onisis, Bandit and Rad talk about parenthood, then silence. Something unspoken lingers. Did Bandit grow up feeling less important? And Chili?
Mr. Healer.
Okay, I had a vegan nut roast.
Oh dear.
She never talks about her mom. In camping, she stares at the sunset, lost in thought. What if she was the child who got less attention? Or worse, what if she lost someone and now hesitates to get too close? Parents raise kids the way they wish they had been raised. If Bandit and Chili felt forgotten, they might overcorrect, so much that Bingo feels invisible. Maybe Bandit sees himself in Bingo. Maybe Chili sees someone she lost. Without realizing it, they pull back, just enough for Bingo to feel it. Sometimes, trying too hard to be fair makes things unfair. And while they try to be equal, Bingo is learning to be okay with being forgotten. No child should ever feel that way. The hidden sensitivity of Bingo.
All right, I'm not hungry anymore. Now what's a game that only needs Bingo?
Bingo feels everything deeply but keeps it inside. In Pass the Parcel, she loses because of the new rules. She doesn't argue, just looks hurt. In the show, she puts her heart into a performance. But when her family laughs at the wrong part, her face drops. In Rain, she sits alone, watching raindrops. She doesn't ask for attention, she just feels. Bingo isn't just the cute little sister. She's thoughtful, empathetic, but emotions don't disappear. They build. And what happens when she can't hold it in anymore? When Bingo finally lets it all out.
Oh, Dad, I like wheelbarrows.
Bingo never wants to be a problem. So she stays quiet, hoping her feelings will disappear. But they don't. One day it's too much. Maybe it happens during a game. Bluey takes charge. Like always. But this time, Bingo stops playing. She crosses her arms, stays quiet. And when they ask what's wrong, she finally says it. I don't always want to play your way. Maybe it happens at bedtime. Bluey gets tucked in first. Bingo waits and waits until suddenly she bursts into tears. Or maybe it's just a quiet moment, like in Rain. Bingo watches something beautiful, but instead of feeling peaceful, she feels alone. And when Chili finds her, instead of saying, I'm fine, Bingo finally whispers, sometimes I feel like you all forget about me. Everything changes, how the Healer family reacts.
Next stop is the vets.
Thank you.
The Healers love Bingo. They never meant to make her feel small, but love doesn't always mean noticing. Bandit never realized Bingo needed something different. Bluey never thought about what it feels like to be in Bingo's place. But Chili? She understands immediately. She pulls Bingo into a hug and whispers,
Next stop is the vets.
Thank you.
You never have to hide how you feel. We see you, we love you, we always will. That's all Bingo needed. Not more attention, not a bigger spotlight. Just to know that when she feels small, she doesn't have to hide it. She is allowed to take up space. She is allowed to be heard. She is enough. Bingo learns that she belongs.
Dad, do you have a good problem for Bingo?
Well, yeah, I do actually.
Oh, what is it?
After everything, after feeling invisible, after finally speaking up, Bingo doesn't go back to being the quiet little sister. She knows she matters. Maybe Bluey lets her lead the game sometimes, because she wants to see what Bingo comes up with. Maybe Bandit makes extra jokes just for her. Maybe Chili checks in more, reminding her, it's okay to say how you feel. And of course, Bingo is still Bingo. She gets distracted mid-sentence. She makes up the weirdest games. She randomly declares, "I'm a potato now," and expects everyone to accept it. But now, her family joins in. When she says, "From now on, I only speak chicken," Bluey laughs and goes, "Bok bok, me too." When Bingo pretends to be a cat, Chili fills a bowl with milk and says, "Here you go, little kitty." Because now, Bingo isn't just part of the family. She's fully embraced for who she is. Her story was never about getting more attention. It was about knowing she never had to earn it. She is not just the little sister. She is not just the quiet one. She is not just the follower. She is Bingo Healer. And she belongs in every game, every adventure, every moment of love this family has to give.
Mr. Healer.
Okay, I had a vegan nut roast.
Oh dear.
And if there's one thing she's learned, it's this. She was never invisible. She just needed to remind everyone to look. Bingo has spent so much time in Bluey's shadow. But what if things were different? A world where Bingo leads. Have you ever imagined switching places with your sibling? Being the one everyone looks up to instead of the one following behind? Bingo has always been the little sister, the follower. But what if she was the leader? How would that change the healers? Would she be more confident? More independent? Or would she feel the same pressures Bluey does now? If Bingo was born first, would she have gotten the attention she sometimes craves? Or would she carry the same unspoken expectations as Bluey? And if Bingo was the big sister, would she protect Bluey the way Bluey protects her?